podcast. We're really reeling this out. 2 episodes per week. Romaine, how do you feel about the frequency of our recording, and how are you doing today?
Well, from the time that you asked if I wanted to do this, and I said maybe once every 2 weeks would be more realistic, and now
Yeah, but
here we
that but
are.
your whole thing is you under promise and over deliver. That's been your style of work, right?
Sure, I guess, but I will not be around next week, so good luck with that.
Okay, next week I'll either solo, I'll get in a guest host to come and interview me. But anyway, racing season has kicked off for some of our high performance athletes. Any results you'd like to shout out before we begin the episode proper? We're gonna start like doing a quick news flash of performance highlights.
Okay, so I took my time getting up today. Today's a Sunday, by the way, so by the time I woke up, it was what, 10? And when I opened IG, suddenly I'm bombarded with results of Sean Go running the second fastest 5,000 meter track time. I think it was a 14:45. Yeah. So that
Nice.
is pretty a pretty respectable result, especially given that he has been devoting a lot of time to training and altitude stints recently in Europe.
Where has Sean been training for those of us who might not be as nerdish about track and field and following athletes on Strava?
Okay, from what I've seen, he's been based in St. Moritz, Switzerland, which is one of
Nice.
the more popular training spots for professionals around the world who go there to get some training camps in, ice baths, track sessions. When you go to the track, you see a beautiful landscape, mountains everywhere, fresh air, you can practically smell it. And he's been there. I could not name you many other Singaporeans who have gone there, actually.
Yeah, have you been there? Have you been to
I
Switzerland?
have I've been to Switzerland for a holiday, but not St. Moritz. I think I've been to where was it? I can't remember anymore. It was one of the major cities, but we
Mm-hmm.
drove out to the countryside to see more stuff.
I
Yeah.
see. Well, I've been to St. Moritz. I think it was between my second and third year of law school. So this was the summer of 2023. Yeah, beautiful place. I went with my friend Richard Bull. We trained, but we also hit the bars a fair bit and stumbled back to our hostel, Airbnb rather, kind of drunk on more than one occasion. So we had a fantastic time in St. Moritz. Expensive though, like it is really, really expensive.
Yes.
It's really, really expensive to even to go to the supermarket and like buy chicken and you go and eat pizza. That's easily $50, Singapore dollars, like per person, easily. So it's yeah, great place, but not the most sustainable for living there long term. And I guess most Singaporeans wouldn't go there because A, it's far, and B, people have work and school, right?
Yeah, I think the only other person I know who has lived and trained there for a extended period of time is Serena Teal, actually, who
Who
set
lived in Switzerland?
a she worked and lived there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
for a
worked
few
and lived in
years.
Switzerland. Yeah, why did she
Yeah,
come back?
in
It's like one of the mysteries of the
Basel.
world.
I guess we'll have to ask her when we get her on the pod.
Do you
She
regret
said her
your
half
life choices?
marathon there.
Do you
Yeah.
do you regret your life choices, Serena? She doesn't like running in the heat, so why is she doing back here? But anyway, I think yeah. I mean, long story short, without revealing too much, I mean, we did invite Sean Go on this podcast earlier on. We wanted him very early on actually, but now Sean Go is a professional athlete with a PR team, and the PR team wanted him to only do this interview after his races, which is a very PR person thing to do. So without spoiling too much for him, Sean is now a full-time professional athlete, which is why he got the chance to train St. Moritz and train full time, and it is paying off. I think this 14:45 was a 10-second personal best. I was actually there holding a stopwatch for his previous personal best in London when he came to the Tracksmith London number 2, 5,000 meters in at the Highgate Harrier Stadium in North London last year, and he ran 14:55. I believe today he ran 14:45.28. I
Yeah.
only know because he tagged me on Instagram story lah. He said missed the national record by 1 second at Run So Fast, which is why I saw the
Yeah.
result. How
I
did
actually
you
thought
see
that
the
story
result?
was quite funny.
I mean, yeah, it's very Sean. How did you see? You said you were bombarded. How were you bombarded? Because if you didn't tag me, I would have missed it.
I saw it on Inside Track SG, and I saw Sean's story, and
Okay,
I
so you're
think
not
Richie
bombarded
also tagged
lah. You're
Sean.
not bombarded lah.
There
You
was
were.
at least three people were talking about it, and they were showing up back to back to back.
Okay,
So I
fine.
would say it was bombarded.
Yeah. Well, I think it's definitely paying off. 14:45. I do think that this was definitely on the cards for Sean. It was in Germany. I think from the photo I saw, it looked like a well-paced race. Guys right in front of him. Germany puts on good races, good conditions. There's altitude training. Obviously, the super spikes now. Obviously, Sean is in good shape now. So I believe that if he gets another shot soon, he should be able to take another couple of seconds off of it. It's going to sound like a super boomer now. Back in the day when I ran 14:44, Kallang practice track, no super spikes, 30 degrees Celsius. I did have two fantastic paces in Jivanesh and Ethan Yen, who did 2K and then Jivanesh went 2K, Ethan went one more lap to 2.4K, and then I had to solo the last 2.6K. The race is on YouTube. But I do believe that out of the national records that we have, that's the weakest. On paper, is the weakest one. Obviously, performance-wise, I rate it as harder than some of the other stuff just because I had to do it at Kallang practice track, which we all know is not necessarily the bastion of high performance when it comes to fast performances. But
Uh,
anyway, well done, Sean. I do think that he's got another one coming up very soon, so he should be able to take another crack at that, and we'll be all rooting for you. Moving on, Romain. Today, I will have the privilege of introducing our guest for episode 4, Mr. Aaron Justin Tan. So, Aaron Justin Tan is the reigning silver medalist at the Singapore Marathon National Championships from last year. That was a huge breakthrough race for Aaron. Aaron was also ranked number 1 in Singapore in the year 2023 for the marathon, where he ran 2 hours and was it 35 minutes at the Valencia Marathon.
Six.
Um, 2 hours and 36 minutes, sorry, at
36.
the Valencia Marathon. And today he joins us as the guest for episode 4. Aaron is also a PE teacher, and if anyone who studies the graphic that I've been trying to generate to accurately reflect the story of our guest, if you notice a cross on his neck is also because he's a very devout Christian. So, good Christian boy, PE teacher, fantastic marathon runner. Welcome to the show, Aaron. Aaron, how are you doing today?
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm good. Just want to say you guys are doing a great job. It's really fun. I
Oh,
mean, it's like I've been watching the past 2 episodes, and every time, or rather, on was it Sunday when you all pushed out the last episode of the week?
hmm
The feeling was like, oh man, I gotta wait one more week for another episode to come out. So, yeah, good stuff.
So have you been
Yeah,
watching
we're
all?
all
Have you
talking
watched
about
all the
it.
episodes,
Every
Aaron?
training.
Have you watched all the episodes, training?
Yes,
Aaron.
so I'm halfway through Shin Ling's episode. I'm halfway through
Okay.
Shin Ling's episode, partly
Yeah.
because it's very long. It's I mean, well, yeah, but it's also just yesterday, so
So so
halfway through,
how
but good
long would you like
stuff.
your episode to be?
Ah, not longer than Shin Ling's for sure. Maybe
Okay.
about what, an hour and a half
Okay.
max.
Okay. We'll try and keep it to an hour and a half
I don't
max.
know. Depends on what questions are fired.
Okay. Okay. There's a bit of
Romain is
lag
really
time.
giving faces. So
Yeah, there's a bit of lag time by the way between.
oh
I
yeah,
think
why ah?
Aaron's lag is a bit heavy, so I'm gonna every time I ask a question, I'm gonna pause for a little bit so that it's got time to load, and then Aaron can maybe do the same. But which was your favorite episode so far, Aaron? Episode 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, definitely one. I mean, Darren and I go way back actually. We're not just like both PE teachers. Actually, we were from the same batch of PE teachers. I do remember we bunked in together in Hall 6 at NTU. So we go back a long way. So it's nice to see him detail some of his running journeys. Nice to see a fellow friend doing well now. Well, of course, I know that there were a little bit of beef that you guys tried to stir, but it was fun. It was fine.
There's no,
Here to
no,
clarify,
we didn't start any beef,
but
what?
yes.
We didn't start any beef, what? Basically, Darren said that when you passed him with like 4K to go, he said something to you, tried to encourage you, and you didn't say anything back. You just went. That was the essence of the beef.
Yeah,
Which is, I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's a
so I guess this is
competition.
where I need to come
Okay,
on the
I guess.
podcast.
Okay, this is where
It,
we
it
kick
was, it
off your
was, yeah.
episode.
But
Let's go.
But to be fair, I did not say anything to anyone before Darren either. So I was just like running and taking people down. I mean, when I say take people down, it's just like passing them lah. Yeah. And then after that, after I passed Darren, I had one more, which was you. So when I was behind you, I honestly felt that okay, let's take a jab at it lah. And I think you responded, and yeah, we I mean, I was glad to run alongside you lah. So of course,
Awesome.
it's been a while since I last ran with you. That was in London, 2025, four. Yeah.
2024, yeah, we came over and joined the Battersea Bandits for a bit of a summer
Yeah.
training stint, and then went on to race the Gold Coast Marathon. But let's chat a little bit about
Yeah.
I feel like we started at the end when we should have started a little bit earlier. So
Oops.
yeah, no worries. Your journey as a marathon runner, when did you would you identify it first of all? Like I know you race all distances. I think you've run a good marathon, half marathon, 5K, 10K. Would you identify the most as a marathon runner? Was that how you got started with distance running?
Well, I mean, with Mr. Quack, marathon is never the first choice. We will always put through the shorter distances or the mid distances. Interestingly, my first event was the steeplechase. And Su Yanping. Su Yanping
Mm-hmm.
was the one, your batchmate, my senior. He was sort of like my direct senior who was like, teaching me stuff. Just getting me acquainted with Mr. Quack's rules. and yeah, I think my first race was the steeplechase. He went on to get silver. I went on to get last place. And yeah, that was terrible for me, but it was the start of, I would say, my competitive running journey. So I hated it. I didn't like it. I changed to the 800. Terrible as well. I think I died. I would have lost to Romaine for sure. Like she would have outkicked me in the last 200 meters or so. So I didn't do the 800 either. I went out to 5K, no luck either. 10K, no luck because I was fighting with big guys like Benjamin, Emmanuel, Givanesh. So Givanesh was my batch mate from NUS. We came in year one. So I mean, he was outstanding as a student athlete lah. So many of us were in his shadow. So I couldn't really quite find my placing there. So I just try and just run. Until 2019, actually, I felt that was my year where Mr. Quack said, hey, why not you try like helping Kim Kun and Wei Jie do the marathon. So they were training for Gold Coast Marathon, wanting to hit the SEA Games qualifying mark at that point in time. And at that point in time, it was 2, 3, 4 something. Yeah. So my goal was to be a rabbit. Yeah, to help them at least to halfway. Yeah, that was in 2019. So I trained at least a year with them. We were doing like park connectors, track long runs at Macritchie, and yeah. The result was that the rabbit won the race in the end, which was me. Yeah, and that actually kickstart my marathon career, I would say.
And
So my first
how fast did
marathon
the rabbit run at
at
that
Gold
marathon?
Coast, 2:43. Yeah,
Nice.
that was
Okay.
my
Debut,
first
debut marathon.
marathon, local or overseas. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so going from there, how do you go from a 2:43 first marathon to then like, did you feel okay? This could be my event. Like I actually quite enjoyed that compared to the shorter stuff. I know I'm young, but I'm still gonna like take my chances and like move up to the longer distance, which is the marathon, rather than stick around and try and like figure out the 5K, 10K, what have you.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Like I after running the Gold Coast Marathon in 2019, I knew that I was slightly better with the longer stuff. Partly also because the faster or the shorter distances were occupied already. So then Mr. Kwek and I we decided, okay, let's focus on at least the minimally the half marathon and above. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
2019 July was when I came back, and then we planned two races. First one, or rather the main one being Standard Chartered at the end of the year, and then a 32 km race about a month before, or 1.5 months before the Gold Coast, no, the Stand Chart Marathon race. So yeah, I did really. I think that was still one of my best race. I would say 32K Marina Run, if I'm not wrong, 2019. And then Stand Chart, yeah, end of the year didn't go as well. Yeah, I think that was the year that I crashed quite a bit. Yeah.
I see. So you started running, was it only in university that you started running?
No, actually, well, actually I started a little bit in JC, cross country-ish. But I would say competitive running, only in under Mr. Quack, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uni.
And you spoke a little bit about Mr. Quack's rules that Yan Ping was trying to get you ready for. So what are some of these memorable rules that
Yeah.
that our listeners might be wondering? Like, what are these rules? Because Mr. Quack is has a reputation as a fantastic coach with good results, but he's also got a bit of an intimidating
Mhm.
reputation among those that might not fully understand him. So what are some of these rules and
Yeah.
regulations that that are so memorable for you?
Yeah, maybe I'll start with the one that really stuck with me, and even I still try to keep at it, and that's sleeping by a certain time.
Oh, that's a good thing.
There's a rule to not use our WhatsApp after a certain time, and the seniors were really telling me really don't use, because if he were to catch you online on WhatsApp, you're gone.
Last
Yeah,
seen.
like you'll be like
Last seen
lectured.
at
Yeah, last seen.
12:01
And
a.m.
yeah, and especially if he drops you a text on something and then you reply okay after a certain time, that you die even more, because like you're
Why are
not
you
even
awake?
supposed to be on your phone. But then you're like, yeah, why? Yeah. So that's one. The other one is tucking in of our shirts. Actually, I still
Mhm.
do that. I don't know. Darren still does that also. Uh, Socks. You're not allowed to wear ankle socks.
Oh,
This one I don't
really?
know why, but I think it's more for like, yeah, yeah. I mean, sorry, not ankles. You're supposed to wear slightly longer socks. I think it's to prevent the shoe from um
Cutting
rubbing
into the
against
skin.
your leg or at the heel area or something. Correct. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
and yeah. Then the other rule was
So, so
yeah,
speaking of
just
socks,
fruits and
speaking of
vegetables.
socks,
Always
sorry,
have a
sorry,
fruit or vegetable with you.
sorry.
Yeah.
This episode is gonna be a bit clumsy because
Socks.
the video is not very responsive. I think next time I'm gonna warn our guests not to use an iPad or an app because it is very clumsy. So, but I usually like
Oh
to like
no, sorry.
no, I usually like to interrupt at certain points to clarify questions. So, for example, we talked about socks here. What happens if the fella doesn't want to wear socks? Like if you want to wear spikes and you don't wear socks, which rumor has it that's what you decided to do before the Singapore Open 10,000 meters this year for the first time in your life.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, if he was still my coach and I did that, I think on top of getting a bloody foot, I'll probably get a bloody lecture from him. Like he'll probably use he'll probably he'll probably use it as a case study for every
Oh yeah,
single other
nobody's
athlete
gonna live that down.
until my next until my next show. Yeah. You will not hear the
Sorry?
end of it. Like everyone would definitely get to hear it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no. I mean, like it's not uncommon. I never wear socks with my spikes. Okay, not never. I used to wear socks with. When I first started wearing spikes, I didn't wear socks. Then I went through a phase where I was wearing socks, and then I started not wearing socks again. Because I just like the feeling that I get from the spike plate when I'm not wearing socks. It
Mhm.
feels like I'm a lot
Yeah.
more responsive. So when I wear and I race 10,000 meters on
Yeah.
the track, I don't wear socks for my 10,000 meters on the track. So, um, Romain, do
Mm.
you wear socks for your spikes?
If the spike is comfortable enough for my foot to go barefoot, I won't wear socks. but as of recently, or at least the past 2 years, I have been wearing socks with my spikes. And also,
Yeah,
they can be a bit of a fashion statement.
yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, I guess it can be a fashion statement. I mean, I wasn't really thinking of the aesthetics when I thought about it, but, uh, but I also know among the pros it's a bit of a mix lah. Some wear, some don't wear. But Aaron,
Mm.
you've been wearing socks all your life. What made you decide not to wear socks
Yeah.
before this year's Singapore Open, 10,000 meters?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like in the call room, I actually wore socks. And I was like, it was a little bit a bit too tight. And then I took out my one side of my socks and then I wore the spikes again. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, it was great. And then I felt like, okay, should be fine. I mean, I've survived the marathon distance. 10K should be fine for my
Yeah.
legs. But yeah, no, yeah, I felt my skin moving around 12 leg, the 12th leg.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew something was gone. Yeah. So but bad decision. I mean I can only say silly me lah. And then yeah, I'll wear my socks from now on for sure. Yeah.
How bad was it? How bad was
Long
it?
socks.
How bad was it? The whole flap of skin
Yeah,
come
so
off?
like this is here. So if this was the base of my foot, right? Like the skin came out. So by the end of the race, my spikes I had a red patch there. Yeah.
Okay.
Not by design, it was by my blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I knew it was bad.
Yeah, because I feel like you were training
And
at
I
least.
was like limping
Yeah.
for 3 days.
And okay, so a bit more of an introduction. Like Aaron trains with the T-Rex or Trex Athletics Club under Coach Shohib. Would you classify Shohib as your coach?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, gotta give credit where credit is due. I think we started off not like formally as like coach and athlete. I think I mean this is a story that we can tell, but I guess we started off I think okay, so must like backtrack a little bit, right? I think after I mean I was with Run So Fast in 2025 and also actually in the start of 2026 till April. Yeah, I mean Rayon was helping me
no. Hang on.
with
It's
my race to
2024. All of
Manchester.
2020. Sorry, all of 2024.
Oh, 2024, sorry. Yeah.
And then start 2025. Yeah.
Start of 2025, correct. Yeah. And then I was sick. I was quite sick. I didn't quite manage to get the race time that I want. And then I just had to do Gold Coast just to clear off the emotional burden from the whole thing, the whole season. Yeah. So
No,
after
I
that,
think, no, hang
I
on.
felt
You're
like,
not giving
okay.
yourself enough credit. You're not giving yourself enough credit because in 2024, when we were still working together, you ran a PB for 5,000 meters. You got selected to go represent
That's right,
Singapore
yeah.
in some China marathon where the half marathon runners start behind the marathon runners, so it was damn chaotic, like them chapalang.
Oh, yeah,
runs.
yeah.
But you still ran a PB of 114, and then after that you went to Valencia Marathon and you
Yeah.
ran a PB of 2:35, if I don't remember wrong.
Yeah.
24 years.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Yes.
so you PB'd at 3 distances.
Oh yeah,
in
and I also had my
2024.
accident.
And then
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and then you had your car flipped. Someone sideswiped you, and your
Yeah.
car flipped before the Valencia Marathon, and you still PB'd. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then 2025, yes, I think you got sick, which happens to us from time to time, and then and then after that, so after getting sick, I think that's when things slowed down a little bit for yourself. So you ran Gold Coast. I think you ran 2:39.
Yeah.
Didn't go particularly well for you. I know that you wanted to get a SEA Games spot. Didn't quite happen, but
Yeah.
whatever. And then you joined Trex when? Yeah. Sorry, when did you join?
So yeah, of course, I was. I think I was taking the month off. So July, August. The whole of July, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I think I was just like, is it worth it to continue to run? Because I mean, I put in quite a bit of effort, wanting to try for the SEA Games spot, and I was close lah. I felt that I was close. So the closer you are, the more, I guess, painful it is when you don't get selected. So I really felt the pain. I mean, the sacrifices and whatnot lah. Yeah, but anyway, I had a conversation with Shohib. Shohib was training, or he was starting up the tracks group, and then he was like, "Hey, just try for 2 weeks. Come down, run. If you like it, then continue. If not, then yeah, just do whatever that you want to do." So I
Which
had
month?
like a
Which
two
month was
weeks
this in 2025?
what do you call it, experiment?
Yeah, sorry. Which
August.
August? Okay.
August. It was around
Okay.
National Day period.
Okay.
Yeah. The National Day period, yeah. So I joined them for 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks flew by. I enjoyed myself. Actually, to me, it felt a little bit like when I was in Battersea, when I was in UK with our Run So Fast guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was something I missed having when I was training alone in Singapore lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if I could stay in London, I would, for sure. But yeah, having joined the tracks guys for 2 weeks, I think instinctively knew that they would be good for me. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. So that worked out. And then eventually you went over to you had a full build up with tracks for the Singapore Marathon. Which was that your next big race? What was
Mm,
your first race after joining tracks? Was it the Singapore Marathon last year?
yes, it was correct.
Okay, so you went
We
for
didn't set very big goals.
I see, I see. So between Gold Coast Marathon and Singapore Marathon is 5 months. You joined tracks. There was no races for 5 months. You just went in straight marathon to marathon, and then
Yeah,
with tracks. Damn. Yeah, that's huge.
yeah.
All right. And so when that took place, when the marathon approached, obviously you go through a bit of disappointment because you don't make the Sea Games marathon. I think Richard, Heng, and Henry were the two that ended up going to the Sea Games marathon. And then Singapore marathon comes by.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that's like, okay, I didn't make the Sea Games. I'm gonna channel that energy or frustration or whatever into training for the Singapore marathon and trying to get a podium spot there or whatever. Was that your mindset going in?
Yeah, actually, my initial mindset was, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. Because,
Okay.
I mean, it's just, yeah, I think I was demoralized. Yeah, I was demoralized, and I just wanted to run without pressure. No pace, no pressure, no plan.
Okay.
But I think having trained with the tracks guys and the tracks boys and talking to Shui along the way, the goals changed. Motivation also came back lah, to want to do something good for myself to end off the year well. Yeah. So
I see.
then with Stan Chart in the picture, I felt like sure. I think we wanted to track progress. So there was this one particular workout that we did at West Coast Park with the tracks boys. It was a half marathon um, race simulation kind of thing. And I ran, I think, 1 hour 17 minutes with the tracks boys. They were coming in, looping, and we were all doing different distances. But I did 1 hour 17 at West Coast Park, and then I felt like, hey, I think I could possibly be ready for Stand Chart Marathon,
Yeah.
and maybe even like do well, like I don't know, top 5 or podium. And then Shui was like, let's go for it. Like nothing to lose, right? At most just get ready. I mean, get top 10 maybe. Yeah, but
Okay.
nothing to lose. Yeah. So then I was like, let's go for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So what was the race strategy devised for you going in? What kind of strategy did you come up with? Strategy and propose it to Shohib? Does
Yeah.
Shohib propose a strategy to you? Is there a big meeting or whatever, or how does it go?
Yeah.
Because
So
if
race
you remember
strategy
in
was definitely
2019,
not to die.
yeah, okay. So remember in 2019, I
Yeah.
think the race plan was a bit aggressive, lah. I think that was when we were still with, both of us were still. I mean, I was
Yeah.
kind of with Coach Stephen Quack. You were fully with Coach
Mm.
Stephen Quack, and I believe there was a certain pace he wanted you to run from the start. Which, if that pace had, basically, Mr. Quack's
Yeah.
strategy was if you hold that pace, like no one's gonna go with you. But I think as we all find out in Singapore, and I think Mr. Quack knows as well. Now, I think
Mm.
it seems like his boys race slightly different, which is why Darren also made a podium last year. But I think we all realize that it's quite difficult to just plug in
Yeah.
a pace and play in Singapore because there's so many variables. The heat is a huge factor. So I think that's how you ended up in the medical tent
Yeah.
essentially in 2019, right? What what was it? The aggressive pacing,
Yeah,
or was it the
yeah.
lack of hydration, or whatever? Actually, no, I remember because you didn't drink in 2019, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know where to start, but like during our Marichi runs, right, we usually don't drink. We usually don't. But closer to marathon training, when the distances get long, I do remember him telling us to try to practice drinking along the way. So we'll put in our bottles and whatnot. But I think we were very used to not running for without water or gels for at least half marathon distances. Yeah, so I think the body is just not used to taking in hydrating and whatnot lah. So when I did stand chart at 2019, coming out from a very successful 32K race, I felt that I could just replicate that thing. And by the way, that 32K, I ran it at I remember because it was Kipchoge ran 159 for the 42
Yeah,
km distance. I
yeah.
ran 159 for 32. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
race was like something that I cherish it. Yeah, but I also never drink anything. I didn't drink, I didn't have a gel. Yeah, and I think that was also my lesson to learn. Like I think now that I see
Yeah,
Romy's
dude, that's
face
a bit
like
that's really
but
nuts, lah.
yeah, I didn't
That's
drink
really
anything. So
nuts. I mean, we just had Xingling on the pod yesterday, and like
yeah, I don't know how I survived.
Xingling doesn't take gels for marathon, right? And then today we have Aaron on the
Yeah.
pod, who not just doesn't take gels, doesn't drink either. Like, I mean, not now, but in the past, didn't
Yeah.
drink either. So we're having a whole array of comedy of errors on the pod. So but you know, the Run So Fast podcast was set up not just for entertainment, but to spread the knowledge on how best to
Yeah.
train, and not just
Yeah.
train but hydrate and
Mm.
manage nutrition for marathons. I don't like putting on my coach hat because as a host you shouldn't be telling people what to do on your own podcast lah. But I will share with the viewers that choosing not to drink for a 32 km race is incredibly stupid. Choosing not to drink for a marathon race is incredibly suicidal. You might get away with it
Yeah.
from time to time. Aaron obviously had a fantastic race at the Newton 32K, where you won the race in 159, despite
Yeah.
not drinking a sip of water. That's insane. Um, but didn't quite work out in the Singapore
Yeah.
Marathon, right? So I mean, like when it comes to hot and humid
Mm.
conditions, especially, like the
Yeah.
hydration is just as important as the pacing and the training and what have you. And I honestly feel like the reason why I have 2 SEA Games gold medals in my cabinet at home is not because I was the best runner on the day. It's just I noticed on those days I was racing that I was hydrating and feeling better than many other members of the competition, like, and pacing
Mm.
myself better and so on and so forth. I was never the best runner in the field, so it does play a part. And yeah, so
Yeah.
obviously 2019 you tried to run without drinking. What happened there in the Singapore Marathon?
Yeah. So in 2019, I think it was also really hot. I think it was raining the week before and the days before
And
the race
that
itself.
was the
And
year the race
it
was at
got
night.
really like
And that was the year the race was at
evening
night.
race.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that day, right? Yeah, that day, like the entire week's worth of sun just blasted in Singapore, and it was an evening race. I think we basically had to run on the roads that have absorbed all the freaking like heat and humidity lah. So when we started off the race, it was crazy. It was crazy hot. Yeah, but I think that really showed my inexperience in the distance also because mind you, I only had one marathon in my bag, and I was like, if I can do it in Gold Coast, I can do it again. I've done it at 32K. So I went out really hard with Wei Jian. I think at 20, was it 23 or just before 25? Shohit and Chongqi, who were running the half marathon, caught up with us. And actually, by timing, right, they shouldn't be catching up with us if we ran fast enough. But they knew that we were in trouble when they saw us lah. Yeah, I knew I was in trouble also because I started to feel a little bit lightheaded. Yeah, so started to grab water along the stations, and then
Surprise.
it just got
Grabbed
worse.
water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then when I passed, when I tried to like recover, I couldn't quite recover. So then I tried again I think before barrage, I tried to get water again. And when we went under pass, there were like the ladies holding out water cups and whatnot. I grabbed like I grabbed the cup, but I also instinctively grabbed the lady.
Dude,
Hand, the her
hang
hand.
on, hang on. When you say,
Yeah,
when you
and
say
Wait a
I wanted to
minute.
grab the cup, I grabbed the lady. Dude.
hand.
If the people have their video on for this, it doesn't look good, mate. So did you grab the cup? Did you grab the lady?
Oh no, he
Oh,
disappeared.
I think his screen has frozen. But yeah, okay, Roman, can you send him a quick telegram? Ask him to try and find a better.
Hey, okay,
Aaron,
Oh, he's back.
okay, okay.
sorry, I'm back. Sorry.
No, okay, two
No,
things.
no.
Can you?
Okay, so I didn't grab the lady. I grabbed the lady's hand.
Okay, okay. Well, not as bad as what
Okay.
people might be inferring from I grabbed the lady. But first of all, can you try and find a room with better Wi-Fi connection? Or if it's just a iPad limitation, that's fine. But we lost you for a couple of seconds there as well.
All right. Let me see.
No worries. I'm gonna upload all these struggles for wholesale. I'm not editing this episode at all. So, future guests can also see this is what happens if you don't have a stable connection and a laptop.
Okay,
and
am I
you use-
still like buggy?
Yes, and basically, right, it looks like whenever
Is
you're
it better?
talking halfway, yeah, it's definitely there's a problem because you're talking halfway, and then when I interrupt to ask a question, or when I'm asking a question, it takes you like 5 seconds to register that I'm asking a question or something like that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give me 5 minutes? I
Sure.
try to like
Sure,
fix.
sure.
I'll see if I
Go
can get a laptop out.
Go ahead. I'll
Okay.
just talk to Romain for 5 minutes. I'm sure we can
Go
fill the
fix
gap.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can leave and come back in 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. I leave on the note that I grabbed someone's pen. Okay, can.
Okay.
Noted.
Okay, Romain, how do you feel about the story so far? I tell the last part was hilarious.
I have heard the story where he collapsed into a lady, but the grabbing the lady is a new detail I've heard. Almost 7 years later.
Yeah, incredible. How many kilometers was that? Marina Barrage?
I want to say it was at least 30 something from the vague memory that I have.
I mean, that's being delirious, leh. That's delirious. You can't even grab a cup. That's
Delirious.
like that's like heat injury waiting to happen. That's dangerous. Where did he say that he was feeling lightheaded?
He about 20 something, I believe. Yeah.
That's way too early to be feeling lightheaded.
He already said from the start that he was feeling the effects of the trapped heat on the
I mean,
road,
I was
reflecting
feeling the
back.
effects of the trap heat. I was feeling the effects of the trap heat. I think that was one of my worst Singapore marathon experiences as well. Like, towards the end, I was literally crawling because the
But
cramps.
he also said that he's not drinking, not eating properly, so that probably worsens it twice as fast. Yeah.
Exacerbates the problem. Yeah. So anyway, what happens to all our guests who are listening, right? Like, it seems that there's a prevailing view in Singapore, and I think it's rather old school, that if you have to eat gels or drink water during a long run, that makes you soft. That is a very outdated mindset, like, and I want to ask Sean Go about this on the podcast, because Sean just shared this with me last year. He said he used to think that drinking or taking gels on a long run when you don't need it to get through a long run is just being mentally weak. But then he started doing it, and he said that he felt that he recovered better and he could do better quality long runs and do better quality workouts. I mean, no surprise there, right? That seems like common nutritional sense. But yeah, do you take gels or water on your long run?
I
Okay,
hardly run long
First of all, how long is
enough
your long run?
to
Exactly. How long is your long run?
these days, no, this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so this year my longest run is 12.4 km to be specific.
Do you
So that is not long enough for me to have to eat anything.
Okay, but
If
12.4 km takes how long? Let's use minutes and not distance.
I want to say 70 minutes max.
70 minutes. Okay, so for a 70-minute run, do you take gels or water?
I don't take gels. Water along the way if I really need to. I will stop by a water fountain. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, but these people are hammering workouts, like crazy stuff like 25K long runs and 30K long runs and not drinking water.
I don't know. These days, the weather is insufferable enough that I have to pour ice water on my head. So I have those insulated bottles. I put ice in it when I leave home. When I get to the training venue, I fill it with water, and I'll have ice cold water to drink slash pour on myself throughout the session, which
I
has
would
really
freeze.
helped a
No,
lot.
no, exactly. I would freeze like Pocari sweat, like 500 milliliter Pocari sweat bottles in the freezer until it's like basically an ice popsicle. Bring it out, bring it to training, and let it like slowly melt as I'm doing the laps around the track. And then when it's melted, right, it becomes a bit of a slushy. When you shake it, it's quite nice, and
Yeah,
then it helps keep your body, your core body temperature down. And I know exactly what Aaron is talking about because I mean, like Mr. Quack and I, we also go back way back in the day, right? So I think he saw me drinking quite often at the track, like this a couple of years ago, and he was like, you need to drink so often, like back in school we didn't used to drink so often, and I think a lot of the boys don't really dare to communicate properly with Mr. Quack. Not say talk back lah. I don't talk back. I communicate, right? Like I talk back to some people, not Mr. Quack. Okay, so I communicated to him. I said, Mr. Quack, last time in school we do 5 times 1K leh. Now I'm doing 15 times 1K. So I think that uh, hydration is probably smart lah. Why would I jeopardize my session for the sake of like not drinking? And like I don't
yeah,
know, and like and I think part of it is also like, I mean, Square is old school. That's completely fine. I think there's a lot of value in old school values, but at the same time, I think that the science has evolved to the point that it shows that is not intelligent that to be tough for the sake of being tough.
yeah. Actually, I also carry around an emergency stash of gummies and a gel if I really need it.
Oh, you
So
do?
when I get to training, it's what 7 hours after my last meal, and if I
That's
don't
not
have
good leh. 7 hours is too long.
where I mean lunchtime is 12 to 2. I can't change my lunchtime, so
But you need
if I have
snacks.
time to get a snack in between, sure, I can do that. But then after work, I have to go to training. And then by the time I reach training, I'm usually not feeling great. So that's where the emergency stash kicks in.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, Aaron is back. Are you on the laptop now, Aaron?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay.
I'm on the
Yes.
laptop.
Okay, fantastic. It still looks a bit laggy,
Is it
so
still
maybe
buggy?
I don't know. The Wi-Fi seems like it's still a bit.
Could be my one.
Okay. Anyway, we can continue.
Off.
Sorry. Sorry. Now I can't hear you.
Oh
Hello.
no.
Hello? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Oh no.
Okay, it's actually worse now.
It's buggy. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Now
man.
you're like those picture frames in
I
Hogwarts.
went to switch off the Wi-Fi and restart it.
Are you on a
Yeah, I don't know
laptop or
what's
are you
going
on your
on. I
iPad
went
now?
to switch my Wi-Fi off. Laptop. It's on my laptop.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Well, it's quite bad lah. Maybe you should go back to your iPad. I don't know. And you can, if you can
It's
hook up by
worse
direct,
here, right? Hold on.
if you can hook up by direct line, that would be better.
Oh man. Let me see if I can rejoin my iPad session. That might be better. The
Yeah.
laptop, I think because my laptop's old, so it's buggy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see how. Unless we gotta redo this episode.
No need lah.
Yeah. Why don't you leave and like come back on your
Okay,
iPad?
I'm trying to reconnect. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, so actually I'm not the only one who brings an emergency stash of gummies around. Oh my god, there's an echo.
Aaron, can you exit one? Okay, there we go.
All right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is this better?
Okay. Okay. I don't know if it's better. We can go ahead and carry on. I mean, your screen is still kind of buggy, but hopefully we can move on from here and see how it goes. Okay. So Romaine was just talking about her emergency stack of gummies. So you say you're not the only one. Who else does it?
Actually, the sprinters are the ones who are bringing gummies to training and sharing it with everyone because who wouldn't turn down gummies? And it's free. It's a free sugar boost right before you need to exert. So actually, I think there's this girl who brings like this bag of Haribos about this size. In 5 minutes, it's gone to like this much left.
This is at Oldham. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
I see. I see. Okay. Well, not a bad culture. Mr. Quack's culture was bring fruits to eat after training.
Yeah.
I think he bring gummies. He not his ideal choice of dietary nutrition.
Eh, as if you need emergency sugar, beggars can be choosers.
Okay. Okay, Aaron, we're going to continue where we left off for you, which in your case
Alright.
was you were talking about the
Grabbing a lady.
grabbing the lady, reaching out to grab the cup and grabbing the lady.
Yeah.
So how do you go from there?
Yes.
And how many kilometers was that into the race?
Yeah, okay, so I wanted to just grab water. It was 30 or
Okay.
32. I can't, it's within that 30 plus range. And
Okay.
I wanted to get 2 cups of water. I mean, I could feel like I was dehydrated already. So anyway, I went to grab a cup. I also went to grab support basically when I managed to feel like someone was supporting me. And I think that basically was the end of my race for that year because my whole legs just gave way, and then she had to basically carry me to the side yeah, and then that was game over.
I
So
mean that's my excuse when I grab a
I think
girl
it
as
was
well,
just my
I'm
body
just looking
telling
for
me like
support. Yeah, that's my excuse when I grab a girl as well. I say I'm just looking for support.
anyway, she saved my life.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't know. She I don't know what happened in between. But yeah, I just lost it after that. And
Okay.
then what was terrible was that I had to walk back to the start line. I think that was another 8K.
Oh
8 to
dear.
10K. Yeah.
You mean they had no emergency?
Yeah,
I guess
because yeah. No, I mean, or rather, I don't know how they planned it but basically they told me the fastest way is to walk. So I was like, okay lor.
That's
I just had to walk my
crazy.
way to the
Oh, that is
thing,
so classic of the Iron Man
I
organized
walked the last.
Standard Chartered Singapore Marathon.
Yeah.
Because you know who this happened to last
It
year?
was a walk of
Do you
shame.
yeah, exactly. Do you know who this happened to last year? It happened
Darren,
to
is it?
not Darren lah. Darren was third in the race last year.
Keen.
Last year
Oh,
Keen.
yeah, Darren,
Keen.
yeah.
No, Keen.
Oh.
Keen
Keen, yes.
Yeah, Keen stopped running properly at I think it was 12 or 13K of the half marathon. I actually ran by him and I saw that he was not in a good state. I said, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" He was like, "Oh, okay. Can I try and run with you for a while?" I said, "Sure," but he didn't look like he was capable of running with me for a while. He looked out of it, and then he ran with me for a while, stopped again. And then I think when he looked for the emergency, not the medical assistance, basically same thing as you, where he ended up walking to the finish line, jogging to the finish line, which I guess like for the two of you, for him not so bad. He only ran 13K, but for you, you're like on the verge of collapse, and then they're telling you the easiest way to go back is to walk.
Yeah.
That sounds like a piss poor evacuation plan. What if the guy was fainted? What if the guy had fainted? Right? What if the guy...
Yeah, actually, to be fair, right, they made me stay in the tent for a while. And then they assessed how bad I was. So I think I could recount my name, know where I was, tell the time, etc. And then they're like, okay, you're good. Then I was like, oh, so I can continue. And then they're like, if you want. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I continue. I continued walking, jogging. Yeah, then all the way back. And then I remember the first person I saw when I when I entered the tentage was, I think you actually came to receive me. Uh,
I don't
and
remember this at
then after that,
all.
I went to take my bag and I left. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember receiving
Yeah,
you at all. Or
I
you mean like
remember it because like the yeah.
okay. I mean, you're probably right. Um, so I received you, and then you took your bag and you left. So how was that? How was that day for you
Yeah.
overall? Was it demoralizing? Was it a big shock? Like, oh man, I thought I was in shape.
Yeah, it was bad. It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. Never, never again. So I think that was why when I mean that really like scarred me. I felt that it really scarred me for the marathon. So when I actually came or I was preparing for Stand Chart last year, I told Shohib all I needed to do was to get to that barrage without fainting, without grabbing anyone. And
Without
I just
grabbing
wanted to
anyone.
reach 32 safe.
I'm
And
gonna try to
really,
finish the race without molesting anyone this time. That'll be
yeah,
my goal.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was the goal actually. So that's why I think I started very conservatively for the beginning. We were running with Rachel C actually,
Mhm.
but I knew that the race strategy was to reach 32K,
Didn't try and grab her,
knowing
did
that
you?
I
Didn't try
had
and grab her,
maybe
did
another
you?
50%
Running with
left.
Rachel C, you didn't try
No,
and grab her, did
no,
you?
she was on the other side. Yeah, I was. No, the husband will come after me for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Rachel's husband is fucking Captain America, dude.
never.
He'll ram his shield, but
Yeah,
the
he'll come
sun
after
don't
me.
shine. But anyway,
But yes, so yeah. So then, yeah, the race strategy was to survive, I think. And at 32, actually, I felt very good. I knew that I had a lot more in my legs with 10K to go.
mhm.
And that I think that was the moment where I changed my race plan. Yeah, from wanting to just survive the marathon, I wanted to make sure I win or not win, but like just make sure I come in a very good position because I knew that I had a lot in my legs left at 32. Yeah, and I
Nice.
could close in the
Always
gap
good
lah.
feeling.
Yeah,
Always a good feeling to have at 32. Now, did you drop back by
yeah,
design? Like, because I remember that we were all together, yes, for a good half of the race. I was actually kind of looking out for you and Darren because, like, we all used to train together. We all did lots of good workouts around Gombak
yeah,
Stadium together. Like, both of you were instrumental in my marathon record-breaking performance in 2021 because, like, I remember I'll do insane workouts like 5 times 5K, or sorry, 4 times 5K, and then you pace the last 5K, or I'll do like 10K, 10K, 5K on the track, and you pace the last 5K, or like alternate laps or whatever it might be, right? Like, so,
yeah,
or alternate Ks, whatever. So, I was looking at both of you, hoping that both of you had a good run because both of you had terrible Standard Chartered performances in the past, terrible Singapore Marathon performances in the past. So it was like, okay, let's make sure that everyone gets through. But after halfway, there was a pack that started to move away. Like it was
mm,
Darren, Daniel Liao, Surah, this
Surya,
Indian guy. I still cannot remember his name. Very well built
yeah,
Indian guy, myself, and we all separated. And then I thought that was I thought that was
yeah,
going to be like top four, top five already. And then I saw, oh, Aaron's not
yeah,
coming with us. I wonder if he's. I look back, I cannot see you. It's also a bit
mm,
dark. I was wondering whether you're doing okay, lah. But I was thinking, oh shit, maybe he's also having a bit of a rough block, or maybe his race is done. I don't know. So did
yeah.
you drop back by design? Do you feel like the pace was unsustainable for you, and that's why you let people go, or like what was the plan there? East Coast Park, I remember
Yeah,
we were moving away.
yeah. Yeah, so the plan actually I could sense that the pack was pushing really because there was this one moment I remember Darren saying that he would go faster. And
He
I
said that.
knew in yeah, during I can't remember, it was pretty early. But it was in the name of like, this pace is a bit too slow. Yeah, we were
Okay.
all going a bit too slow and we needed to change the race strategy to basically take you down lah. Yeah, so
He said to you,
well,
He said to
sorry?
you, He said it to you,
Yeah, like no, yes, he said to me, and can't remember what I said, but I said that I wasn't going too fast. I wasn't wanting to go too fast too early because
Yeah.
my main aim was to get to 32K first. I needed to face that mental
Ah,
hurdle. Yeah.
okay.
So when
So
when you started pull
when
away,
was
I
this?
held back.
At which kilometer was this? Basket, this Darren plotting against me. He didn't tell me that on the episode. But yeah, which part of the race did he say this to you?
Uh, I reckon it's within the first 5K
First
when
five?
I think my memory may fail me. But yes, I remember it's pretty early because right we were still in Suntec area, CBD. We were just coming out of
Yeah.
F1 peak.
I think
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the top 20 at that point. I think I was behind Rachel.
Yeah. But basically it was us against Mr. Soh Rui Yong doing the double. And we knew that we couldn't, or rather it would be disadvantageous to let it be a slow race because you would probably benefit from that the most, a slow race. Yeah, or you wanted the race to be slow, or you would want the race to be slow. But anyway, so I think that was why a few guys also pushed the pace because I mean it's competition after all. Yeah, they wanted
It
to
is
see
competition. No,
who
no,
yeah.
that's fair. I just find it funny that I'm looking out for two guys and then one of them is plotting against me, Darren. Can we get him back in the podcast to answer for his crimes?
Please lah, everyone was plotting against you.
Okay, more details, please. I don't think I've heard any of this. So
I
how
mean okay lah, no say
was there a coalition group planning? Like what's that? Yeah, a coalition allied group planning. By the way, now your sync is at 100%, so we can actually talk properly now. Fantastic.
okay,
So
great.
yeah, your screen, everything is clear and everything fantastic now.
Mm.
So was there a coalition, like a coalition group? You know how politics, right? The opposition always talks about, oh, we should form a coalition to take down the PAP, blah blah blah. And it doesn't even that never takes off lah. There's not enough like teamwork there. But
Mm.
on the end of the Singapore Marathon, obviously I don't know because I wouldn't be included in this group, and I was focused on trying to win the half the day before anyway.
Mm.
So who was there any instigation for this group? Who instigated this like coalition group?
No, actually there wasn't. I think to be frank, there wasn't any coalition. I'm telling the
Oh,
truth, by the way.
no teamwork.
Uh, no, I think it's like every one of us kind of knew that year or last year was the chance that we had against you.
Sure.
Granted that you would have to use up an X amount of energy for your half. And even I mean I can't speak for the rest, but for me, you being like the epitome of like a marathoner, a Singaporean marathoner, we want to equal or surpass
Sure.
that level, right? Yeah.
Very
So
fair.
you basically put a target on yourself, lah. So all of us just chase you, lah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then and I think because you were our target, we naturally knew that okay, we were all on the same page. In that it cannot be a slow race. Yeah, but
Okay.
they forget that for me, while I wanted to win, I also needed to make sure that I survived till 32. Yeah, so that's why I
Yeah, yeah.
didn't. I mean, to answer your question, I didn't respond to the group. I ran my own race to say the least. I know I
Yeah.
had one fella like asking me, is this you gonna you're not gonna run ahead, is it? Like he asked me in mid race. I can't remember who is this fella. He said, you're gonna run this pace during the marathon. I say, then I just look at him and then I just ran off. Yeah, I don't know who it was. I can't remember his name
So
also. Yeah.
Darren, if you're listening to this, you were not the only person that was ignored by Aaron during the marathon.
Oh yes. So I came on a podcast just to clarify. Darren is not the only one that I did not speak to. I did not speak to anyone. Just to be consistent. Like, I mean, when I passed Daniel Liao, I passed Surya, and like many of the guys that were ahead, I didn't speak to any of them either. I didn't like, oh, good job. Yeah. I think for me, it was just like me wanting to focus, and I didn't want to break lah. Yeah. So then
Yeah.
yeah. So then the
No,
question, the tracks guys were asking me, then why you speak to Ray Yong, right? Like,
yeah.
why? Yeah. So I say it's different. Like, I think with Ray Yong, number one, I think you were coaching me for a while. That's one. So when I came
Okay.
up to you, I wanted in some way I wanted you to recognize that hey, I did well. You know,
Yeah.
in some way, yeah, I did well. But also number
Oh.
two, when I ran with you, I also searched. I also
Mhm.
wanted to try to pull away. You responded. So
Yeah.
since I
And if you go and look
yeah
at the Strava splits, right, the
yeah
last 2K, I think I mentioned it was like 320. It's actually 315 and 317 on Strava, lah, at least for
yeah
the last 2K. And now I know CDB area could be a bit off, but it's below 220. Sorry, below 320 for the last
yeah
2K. That one is
yeah
quite clear. So Aaron was kicking, surging,
yeah.
pushing.
So because you responded, you were with me. So then since you're with me, then we talk.
Yeah.
Or rather, we had chance to yeah. So that was when yeah I told you I need to pull away from Darren. That is a fact lah. It's quite I, it's true. It's true. I thought the track there were like, hey, is he stirring shit or like is it true? I say it's true. I told him Darren had a stronger kick than me.
Why would
I
I
mean I know
stir
that
shit for the sake of it? Everything I say is true. What? Why would I make up a story? These people are clowns.
sensationalize certain things lah. But okay,
I
but
don't
yes,
need
I
to
told them it's
I don't
true.
need
It's
to
true.
sensationalize anything about my life for people to want to pay attention to it.
Yeah, but it's true. I knew that Darren had a stronger kick. I had to play it to my strength lah, and I
Do you
just needed
think
to
no?
pull
Do
away.
you honestly think Darren has a stronger kick than you?
Uh, okay. I would say with the tracks now that I'm training with the tracks boys, right, I feel that my speed has gotten better or
Okay.
faster.
Yeah.
Um, at the start training with tracks, right? The easily like I bet all the tracks boys could outkick me.
Okay.
They are like younger, they are springier, like they
Yeah.
just bounce. But I had this like 3K time trial, that was quite good. I think I down a 66 seconds or 67 seconds last lap.
Nice. Nice.
After like averaging 74, yeah, and
Okay.
I
Nice.
I overtook quite a number of them, and I was like, okay, hey, maybe actually, I actually got a kick. Yeah, but last year I didn't. I bet last year I didn't. Last year I didn't. Yeah, but now maybe I have. Now maybe I have. So I don't know. Yeah.
Having trained with you for quite a few sessions, especially in 2021. I always felt that towards the end, you are among the active SG boys. You are at the front, lah. You know, like if I'm first, you're second, that kind of thing. So I never felt that
Mm,
you were lacking in that form of a kick. And not that Darren is bad. Darren can also have a good finish, but I thought that towards the end of a long race, I would put my money on you in a situation like last year, and eventually, like you you I think you did prove that accurate because you were dropping sub 320s and he was running 325. He was complaining, he was like, what the hell, I was running 325 and I was still getting dropped like no one's business.
yeah.
He said,
Yeah,
I see
but
you're just disappearing and I'm running 325.
yeah, I think that was quite surprising to me also. I was running, I saw the pace, I was in a bit of a disbelief. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I felt good.
And
And actually,
yeah, no, but you see, you have just highlighted, and I don't think any podcast really talks about the strategy that happens in the middle of a championship marathon, especially not the
mm,
Singapore marathon. No one discusses it in
mm,
detail, but you highlighted a lot of good points there. So, number one, game theory, right?
mm,
So, yes, everyone wants to beat Soh Rui Yong. Yes, everyone agrees that the best way to beat Soh Rui Yong last year is to have a fast pace from the start,
mm,
because then make Soh Rui Yong suffer more after coming off the half marathon the day before, and I would think that I would agree with that. But
mm,
whoever wants to make it fast cannot make it fast alone, because then he
mm,
becomes the sacrificial lamb, and everyone overtakes him in the end, and he's not even going to get podium or top
mm,
five.
mm,
So like, who is going to coordinate? Because it like this can be done, but it cannot be done by any one individual. It has to be done as the team, right?
yeah.
So what's the plan? Are people going to rotate? Are people just going to like keep quiet and
Mm,
wait and see what happens? And I think it's game theory lah, because there's no advantage to leading the race early
yeah.
on, but someone has to do it. And if no one does it, then it defaults into a slower race. And I think last year the dynamic was quite different, because usually I don't know how you felt the race would happen last year. I've run every single Singapore marathon and I lead from the gun lah. I don't really wait.
Mm,
Like the first 5 I won, I lead from step 1. Last year I didn't, because I was obviously a lot more tired. So I had to race it more like a SEA Games type championship marathon than a Singapore marathon, where I can kind of figure out where's the sweet spot to run for me and like go off from there.
mm, mm,
So Did you identify that as the strategy going in as well? That you felt that everyone wanted it to be fast, but nobody knew how best to like make it fast.
Yeah, I think there was this uncertainty, like who wants to take the pace. That's why
Yeah.
no one really quite led from the front. We all quite we all I think erred on side of caution. I think only until Darren, if I'm not wrong, took the lead
Darren
to
did a lot of leading.
push the pace.
Darren did a lot
Yes,
of
he
leading.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
with Darren, Surya also went either
yeah.
side by side or went ahead to search as well.
Yeah, and no,
They did the work.
and they did a very aggressive move from 30K onwards. And I remember I was
Mm.
running just behind them. I didn't want to overtake them. I didn't want to help with the pace either because it's like they're already running faster than I want to run. Why would I go and help them, right? So, but I went behind them and I said, "Hey guys, there's still like 12K left. I think this is the podium, 1, 2, and 3, and I think 35K maybe." I was like, oh, 1, 2, and 3, this is the podium. Do you really want to keep doing this and risk blowing up? And then that's when Darren turned around and said to me, "But if we leave it late, then the outcome is decided already." And then I remember looking at him like, "You mean you think you can win?"
I mean, some people think that you saying that is actually like playing mind games with us on the day. So I mean, okay, so I don't know, it could work. But I think some people, like for me, I remember people like saying, "Hey, Ray, never say anything." I say, "Have." He told me that it's okay. You just need to hold this pace. You hold this pace, you will pull away from the rest already. Then I remember, was it Najib was saying, he said that to me. No, he also something like overtook me also on the last few K
I
or something
overtook
like that,
Najib
right?
with 1.1K to go.
Yeah, yeah,
20K, pump. Like, just
yeah,
nice.
yeah. She said, no, you should have just gone. You should not have listened to him. You should not have entertained him. You should have just gone. Then I was like, oh yeah, I mean, kind of think of it. Yeah. But I mean, at that point in time when I heard what you said, it also makes sense to me because I think my body was
No,
almost
dude,
at breaking point
you look
already.
like you're gonna fall down already. You look at
Yeah.
the video replay of the
Yeah.
race. Like,
Yeah.
your eyeballs are coming out. You're gonna fall down
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah. I look like Gyarados. Oh my God. Like one of my kids said I look like Gyarados. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
whatever lah.
man.
Whatever I say, people are gonna can classify it as mind games, right? If I say, you, Aaron, keep going, it's your chance to go now, and then you go, and then you
Yeah.
fall down, people are gonna say I play mind games. If I say, hold it together, don't fall down, people are also gonna say it's mind games. So
Actually, true. That's true. That's
yeah,
true. But I mean, if anything, I do want to say that what you have taught me during Run So Fast was something that I held on to or I used a lot in my last year's stand chart, and that is having ABC goals. Like it changes along the way. I think one thing that I usually don't do is, I mean, with Mr. Kwai, it's always you train, you turn up, you train hard, and then you must get the result that he wants or he deems as good. Yeah, but there's
yeah.
no like A goal, B goal, C goal. And
No
that
lah,
was
Mr.
only
Quack is like
introduced to
an
me when I
Asian
was with
father
you.
lah. Mr. Quack is Asian father,
There,
right? A is A, B is an Asian F, right? Basically.
there, yeah. So that helped me to, I guess, calibrate the stress. I mean, I'm a stressor lah. I mean, when it comes to
Yeah.
races, I worry more than I should. So that helped me to calibrate again. So I started off with, okay, let's survive this, and then it changed to, okay, maybe I can do top 10. And then in the last few K, I'm like, hey, I can podium. And so I think there's a story for me to tell in that, there's really no one fixed way of racing. It changes along the way, and that sometimes
Mm.
is the strategy that works best. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's no approach, by the way, that's perfect. Yeah. Like, I
Mm.
think I'm very soft on a lot of our athletes, which is why people will not be as quote unquote disciplined or as structured as they are with me compared to Mr. Stephen Quack. And I think that when you're Mr. Stephen Quack and you coach a bunch of kids, they will run over the top of your head if you don't give them some sort of
Yeah.
discipline. I mean, you're a PE teacher, you will know. So
Mm.
I agree with Mr. Quack's like a bit of a militarized approach. If you look at the Japanese system, it's also like that. From the time they're in high
Yeah.
school, university, corporate team, it's like that. You all stand in Senandari position while waiting for team briefing. That their sessions start. If their training sessions start at 6:30 in the morning, they're all there at
Yeah.
6:20 warming up. 6:27 they're standing in a circle waiting for the morning briefing. 6:30 on the dot they start the session.
Yeah.
if you are there at 6:30, you are late. And so and Mr. Quack is quite similar to Mr. Quack's kind of approach. Whereas yesterday the Bandits 8:34 start time, they were there at 8:44. We started 8:44 lah. You know, and I just sent a very polite reminder to the group. I'm like, you know, people were standing around for 10 minutes after warm up. Please don't do this. Half of you were late, and um, and it's not as if I'm the best myself. You know, morning sessions especially, I can struggle to get out. I can snooze my alarm one too many times. I get it, it's life, but you know, it's very different when you're training with a very strict approach like Coach Stephen
Yeah.
Quack. So, but at the same time, I get it also when, like I was only half joking when I said like Asian dad, right? Because Mr. Quack is very much like an Asian dad, right? He's a father figure to a lot of us, but the expectation wise is very high. A is acceptable, B is better do better, C is I don't know, D is don't come home. Right? So, uh, you you have to give your best lah every session.
Yeah.
And while I think
Yeah.
it makes people sleep on time, eat properly, optimize everything possible to hit the best possible session, I also think that it can induce a bit of compounding stress over time, especially when you don't hit workouts. And it's like, oh shit, next week I better do it. You know, and
Yeah.
like, you know, if you're like me, who I'm a bit more boot up about what other people think about me. No, I judge my own running more than anyone else. Sure, but I think if you're the type that likes approval from your coach or Mr. Quack, and he does command that level of respect, and people want to please Mr. Quack because in a certain, you know, in a certain sense, how people want to get likes on social media, this is in real person.
Yeah.
People want approval
Yeah.
from an authority figure that they look up to. And you know, when you lose that because you don't run well, and then he pins it down to something like, you know, you've been sleeping late, right? You know, I saw your WhatsApp last scene 12:01 a.m. You know,
Yeah.
you're not giving it your all, right? You know, and the Mr. Quack also does it almost free of charge, like very, very cheap if you join Active SG. But for if you're his student, he'll coach you free of charge. So he puts in a lot to you. He expects the same to be given to him, and I 100%
Yeah.
buy into that. Now
Yeah.
that being said, you know, it's a very different approach lah with myself, with Coach Shohip, who was also formerly under Coach Stephen Quack. So, how have you identified the key differences? I did ask this on the Treks podcast on episode 2, but how have you identified the key differences between being coached by Coach Stephen Quack and now Coach Shohip? Because I only asked this to Shohip, and Shohip is obviously coached by Coach Shohip, so you know it's not really a objective
Yeah.
third party assessment there.
Well, the biggest difference is this: Coach Shohit is always late. One of the. I mean, you talk about 10 minutes late,
No
right?
wonder
I mean,
he left lah. No wonder he left, Mr. Quack.
we wanted to meet at 6:15, 6:15 at Tennis Hub. The one that's the font I didn't really make. I think Shohit came at 6:30. Yeah, but okay. But anyway, that's just showing some fun at him. But I think for me, I think the one thing that differentiates Shohit from Mr. Quack is Shohit and I have quite a bit of shared experiences. We as in like training together is one thing, but he also knows why most of us burn out under Mr. Quack, or how we are so solid during training, but we can never bring it during race day performance. And I think having that, not just knowledge, but the experience himself, he knows how to, I think, tune or dial things back just a little bit more. And he, in many of the sessions that I go through and I have feedback with him, he knows a bit like what you said, like he knows what I'm going through, and yeah, I can tell that he listens in to me. Yeah. Yeah, so I appreciate where Shoei is coming from. I mean, I like to say, hey, I'm the easiest guy to coach. So you just need to do what you need to do. And yeah, all will be well. But I would say structure-wise, there's not much, it won't differ that much actually. Many of us, we can like extend the lineage back to Mr. Quack. So structure-wise, quite similar. Two track sessions, one long run, and then easy in-betweens. Yeah. But I think the nuances will be the things that are subtly different.
So like the workouts are not as hard lah. If I were to sum it up,
Definitely
the
not.
sessions
Yeah,
are not as hard. Okay.
not as hard.
Okay.
I don't need to
So
like
okay.
stress over like wow 1K, or I don't need to down a
Yeah.
coffee. I can go in knowing that hey I got this. Yeah. And then when I
Yeah.
finish, I know that I'm not like touching the well or like gonna die, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been through a few different programs here. Like
Yeah.
obviously Coach Stephen Quack, Coach Ben Pullum, and then
Yeah.
myself, and then Coach
Yeah.
Soh Hip, all in the last 5 years basically.
Yeah.
So can you run us through your PBs and which PB was run under which program? I think that would be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I will put the Standard Chartered Singapore Marathon as your best performance. Of course, the time is not relevant here
Yeah.
because it's in
Yeah.
Singapore. But that was with Coach Shohib. So
Mm.
Shohib, that one is with Coach Shohib. But
Mm.
the rest of it, PB personal best wise.
Interestingly, I think it's all under you.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't
5K is under
preempt that
you.
by the way. I
Yeah.
okay. So
5K is under
5,000.
you. 5,000 track under you. 5K road also under you.
Okay. So
We
what
didn't
are
do
those
it.
times?
So I have a 16:07. That's
Okay.
at
That
Sing
was
Open.
Singapore Open
Yeah,
2024. I remember now.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the 5K road was at It was in London, Battersea Park.
Yeah.
2 laps. And I still feel that I could have sub 16, but anyways, I'll go back to
What did
London
you
one
run
day
there?
to do that.
Yeah. What did you run?
16:11.
16:11. Okay.
Yeah. And then we didn't do much 10K. But then the marathon, 2:35, 3
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, I think that's my current PB for the marathon.
Okay.
And then also the half,
Okay.
the official half marathon at Chengdu. That was in November 2024. That was a 1:14. Oh shucks, I need
I
to
think
pull
you
out
ran
my stats.
1:14. Yeah.
1:14.
But I mean that one
Yeah.
you could easily run 1:12 like all
Yeah.
the crowds and everything.
Yeah, I
but
felt like
it's
that
still
was
a
the
PB.
year I could do well. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was zigzagging like nobody's business.
Yeah, but and you trained completely alone, right? That year, you were waking up 4 a.m.
Yes.
4 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
to train before work. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I think I was a bit of a nuthead that time. But my rationale was this: whether I train in the morning or whether I train at night, I'm training alone. So the better thing was to get the training out of the way first. So that meant waking up at like earliest one I wake up was 3:30. If I needed to start at 4 because I need to be home by 6. I was train
Yeah.
around home lah, but then
Yeah.
finish the cool down and everything by 6:15. And then I'll
Yeah.
leave home 6:40 latest. I need to be in school
Yes.
before 7. Yeah,
There
so
we
I
go.
did that for the entire 2024. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that would be sustainable if I didn't have a full-time job. Yeah, I would die, I think. But I think it was also, yeah, it was just me. Yeah, it was just me and myself, and it was very good training. I had to whack myself out of it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
But
it
you ran
was
out
not
your
sustainable,
PBs.
lah, basically. Yeah, I ran
Yeah.
out my fees. Yeah.
You ran out your PBs that year.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Thanks to you. Thank you.
no. I mean, you're the one that's getting out of it and doing the work. So yeah, show him if you're listening to this, you got a bit of work to do. All his PBs are still with me. Get to
Yeah.
work, Coach Shohib, and tracks. But yeah, I do believe with a group, if it's a fun group to
Yeah.
train with, you enjoy the process, sustainable, like the results
Yeah.
will come.
Yeah, so
with
I
time.
mean, if some people ask, hey, then why never continue with Rui Yong, right? I mean, that was the biggest question a lot of people had 2025. Why so short? And I mean, short answer is it wasn't sustainable to train alone. And if let's say I had what I mean, I think I told you this before. If I had what you guys had in London, no issues. Like I think I would be doing very well. Yeah, but I think having a group or pack was pivotal in my training block. And now that I want to do this for long, I needed to find something a little bit more sustainable.
more
Yeah.
social lah, basically. More
Yeah,
social.
true. Yeah.
And I guess if you're gonna wake up at 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, the latest you can go to bed is like 9. And I don't think you probably went to bed at 9 all the time.
9:30, 9-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is doable. I know some people who train solo for years at a time, but you have to be really, really good with being antisocial lah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was tough. It was really tough. Yeah. But I think that was also a phase where I learned a lot about self-discipline now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
no one was there to police anything. It was just me.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you got it done. And when you did, I mean, when you train with Trex and Shohib, the
Mm.
sessions are always in the evening, right? So I guess
Correct.
you don't have
Yes.
to. You still wake up early because you wake up at 5
Yeah.
or 5:30 to go to
Yeah.
school,
5 correct.
and then you teach the whole day. You deal with kids the whole day. You deal with your
Mm.
HOD, principal, parents. All these are forms of stress. And then
Yeah.
after that, you go to training. Do you
Yeah.
feel more tired doing the evening session than the morning session?
Yes, I mean, especially after a long day, if let's say I have CCA, my CCA ends at 6 p.m. I'm in school before 7.
Yeah,
By the time I leave school, it's 6:30, 6:20,
yeah,
6:30, and I need to rush down to the track. So, I mean, it's not every day for sure, but like I'm just painting like worst
yeah,
case scenario, busiest day of
exactly.
the week.
Yeah,
My mind is just like gone. And I think
yeah,
that was the rationale behind why I shifted everything in the morning, because then
yes,
like it would just be off my mind. Yeah, but
yes,
I think that was also the power of the pet. Where when I mean I'm tired, but when I'm at the track with the boys, yeah, the power of the pet kicks in lah. Like I suddenly forgot that I was tired. I just needed to follow. Yeah, and they had all the energy in the world. Like I'm like 10 years older than them, some even more. Like I cannot even believe that it was 10 years
yeah,
ago that I was training at NUS. But
yeah.
yeah, now I'm back but older. So but yeah, I think the good thing is that training with the group makes you forget a little bit about your own tiredness. Yeah. Then I forget a little bit of myself. All I need to do is just make sure I hang on to like the guy in front of me. Yeah.
Lovely. And who's your
Mm.
most consistent training partner at tracks that you guys do all those sessions together?
It's been changing. So I always say that Richard and Josh and Adash, they were the first few
Okay.
guys that I trained with. But I mean we all kind of like took different. I mean now they are not training with me because they're doing the half.
Yes.
So now I think my training guy, the buddies are like Fang Zhou, Daryl, Wei Di. It changes along the way lah. Yeah, but
This is not the
the
same
usual
weighty
peg.
as the active SG weighty, is it?
Whoops, actually he is the
Oh,
active SG Wei Di. Yes.
so he joined tracks.
No, I mean not officially, but I think he is exploring self-coaching at the moment.
I see. Okay.
And I mean, I had a few conversations with him. I mean, I do my easy long runs with him quite regularly.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and he was just bouncing off ideas. I was like, I train at NUS with the Tracks boys.
I see.
Good to ask Shohit first before you
Yes.
come in,
Yes.
and then yeah, I think he did,
No lah,
and
don't
then
need
he
lah.
hopped
Just
out.
show, no lah, don't need lah. Just show up and then like see the tracks boys start
Hop
and
on,
then you start
right?
running and then better still jut in the middle of the
Yeah.
pack and then join them for
Talking about
cooldown some
that,
more.
Talking about that, we saw someone hop on the Tracks boys train at ECP. Yeah, it was just random. It was so like, oh, what is it going
What
on?
a
Then we
social
like,
retard.
yeah, and then we're like, that guy never watched your podcast for sure.
What a social retard.
Yeah, it was a middle-aged man, I think. Yeah, yeah, he was. Never mind.
Ah,
But anyway,
I don't know what to say. I mean, I get it. It's a public park, but
it was
you know, I mean, if you see a hot girl running, you don't just start running next to her, right? And then like you may
Yeah.
not say anything to her, but you just jut yourself in. You wouldn't do it
Yeah.
to a single girl. You wouldn't do it to a whole group of girls. What makes you think you can do it
Yeah.
to a single guy or a whole group of guys? Like it's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same thing.
I mean, we're not exclusive or like elitist in any way. Like, I think just to put it out there, I think, but it's just nice and polite to just ask a simple like, "Oh, may I join?" I think that suffice, right?
Yeah.
Rather than
I,
just
I think
doing.
no. I think people think there's something wrong with being exclusive. I don't think there's something wrong with being exclusive. Every group is, by definition, exclusive in a certain way. You might not be, the barrier to entry might not be high, but it's still a group. Like this, the training that we're doing is exclusive to the group. You're not
That's
gonna,
true, yeah.
you're not gonna freaking have people just show up, rock up and do it. And it's not like you guys. No, I tell you what, why the word exclusive has a bad connotation to it. Groups like Singapore Shufflers, where if you train with them, you are not allowed to run even your easy runs with people outside the group, then some people, oh, that group is very exclusive, that group is elitist, da 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 da. I think some form of team rules and discipline is fair, but I also think if you want to set those kind of rules and discipline, then you are subjecting yourself to that level of criticism. It's fair criticism.
Yeah.
I think it's overly restrictive if your members are not allowed to run with other people. I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to get contaminated by running with other people? Huh? Are their brains going to get contaminated by other training ideologies and ideas? I mean, come on lah! It's just running, right? So I don't know. Like that's a bit odd. It's like, oh, you work for this company, you cannot talk to anyone who's not in this company, right? I don't know. It's odd for me lah. Okay.
But Romain is free to join the Track Boys anytime. I think some of them
they're
are
still
very,
looking for their female member number one. They're still looking for female member number one.
I would think the
I mean,
questions
like-
here are closer to being tracks girlies before I get there, but thank you for the kind invites. Well noted.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? Like whether you would be like, you might be like some of their inspiration for the 800 or the 1,000 or what, 1,500. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, Romain, I think doors open always.
Thank you. I will take you up on that.
I mean, not
whenever
like I'm
I
like
want to. Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know,
a
I know.
gatekeeper.
I
I'm just
get
like
what you mean.
random.
And Romain would rather date 10 years younger than 15 years older anyway. So
Give
sounds
it a
like
break.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of
Give it a
15,
break.
15 years
Trax
younger.
has a lot of 10 years younger.
Yeah, easily.
Okay, well, we're an hour and 26 minutes with a 5-minute disruption. Romain, any other questions you want to ask Aaron before we move on to quick fire? But I think he's covered a lot of it, if not most of it. We can ask him about, I guess, plans moving forward, Gold Coast, and then I'm guessing Singapore International Marathon, end of the year.
Yeah, you can move on to those first.
Aaron, are you able to say the full title of the Singapore Marathon without stuttering? 3?
Not the EFGH Championship.
No. The main
Oh,
title.
BYD Singapore Marathon.
Wrong.
BYD
Wrong.
Singapore International Marathon. Something by Adidas.
Third try.
You know, as a teacher, right, all we need to do is like push out keywords. So, PYD, Singapore Marathon, Adidas.
Wrong again. Okay, it's the BYD Singapore International Marathon presented by Adidas. I actually the other day I put a social media post about a month ago, and then I said the BYD Singapore International Marathon, and then general manager Shalindran, he's like, "You left out presented by Adidas." Then I'm like, "Dude, this is the longest title ever." He said, "If you want to post the full name, you have to do the full name. Otherwise, just say Singapore International Marathon." So okay, so I also took out BYD.
No, but I did catch your presented by Adidas thing quite a bit. That's why I remember Adidas. Like, but just
There you
forget the
go.
word presented lah. But
Free
like, I do
advertisement for a brand
remember
that I'm not
saying
even
it.
signed with. Free
yeah.
advertisement for a brand that I'm not even signed with. I'm an Under Armour
Whoops.
guy, but I am on the board for the BYD Singapore International Marathon presented by Adidas, or on the High Performance High Performance Board for the BYD Singapore International Marathon presented by Adidas.
Mouthful.
So
It is a mouthful, yeah.
yeah, it is a huge mouthful. And then the national championships obviously have their own sponsor, the EFGH National Championships. People think it's a joke. It's not a joke, It's actually
No,
a
really. Like,
financial
people
holdings
think
company.
people think that they haven't really caught their name yet. So then they
Exactly.
put EFGH.
Exactly.
I thought it was a filler text when I first saw it, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
realized that it wasn't.
So I think
Yeah, Pekku told
EFGH
me that it was an insurance thing.
Yeah, no, the EFGH insurance company needs to sponsor this pod so that we can talk about it every single episode so that people know that it's not a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Romain, okay, so what are your hopes and dreams actually,
Oh,
Aaron,
goals.
for
Oh.
Gold Coast and then the Singapore International Marathon?
Yeah, so on to applying what I learned, ABC goals. So for Gold Coast, I mean, A goal
A, B,
is...
C, D, E, F, G, H goals.
Okay, maybe just put the A goal first. I think it's to definitely run sub 2:30. I
There
think
we go.
the guys in Singapore are able to do it. I mean, Richard Hing can probably do it already if he's training for the marathon. But he's doing the half. at Gold Coast. Yeah, so I'm doing it alone. I'm not sure who else is doing the full. Maybe I should just go and find out. But I know for myself, I'm just gonna target 229. And if something were to crop up, at least the SEA Games qualifying time 231. Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the two
Nice.
lah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And after that, I will rest a little bit. I have Garmin half marathon, just before. So that will be a tune-up to the BYD Singapore International Marathon presented by Adidas.
Woo! Full points.
Yes. So definitely hoping to do well there as well. I want to take my shot lah at the next year's SEA Games.
Nice. Okay, so next year's SEA Games, the qualifying process is you get the qualifying time, that's 2:31, and then you finish top 2
Yeah.
at the national championships. And
Top
that should-
3?
Uh,
No,
well,
top 3 for the BYD and then.
yeah. Okay, so top three, but if you are third, then you are lower priority
yeah,
than the
yeah.
first two lah.
Mm.
So you have to hope
Yeah.
that one of the first two don't get a qualifying time. And if I'm one of the first two, there's a good chance that I might give up my spot to you if you're third lah. Because so far I like you. I don't think you're a bad guy. Yeah, one or two others.
I can just take you down like this year.
Or you might,
Oh.
or you can do that. That would be
Sorry.
bad. I was talking about top 2 and then you said top 3, what? So I'm talking about top 3 lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we need to be celebrating each other's win a little bit more. I mean, I've learned that you can be fully like, I mean, also from you, seeing you, I can be fully happy for someone else's score, and at the same time be fully envious also, right? Like, so I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think, yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, envious or motivated. I think envious has a bit more of a negative connotation to that word. As the Bible would tell
Yeah.
you, envy is the
Root
fruit
of all evil.
whatever. I don't read the Bible, but like the envy is the root of all evil or some shit like that. But in terms of when you see people perform better, yes, I think yes, maybe there's envy, but it's also like how come. I think a way to see it is also like if he looks like me, he's from the same country,
Yeah.
there's nothing that special in terms of like he wasn't born in a mountain and in African genes and born at altitude or whatever, right? And like it's just a different like genetics you're playing with there. But yeah, why not me? Basically, I think that's a good question to ask. And
Yeah.
there are steps coming up from the next generation. I mean, I have raced multiple generations already. I'm already 35 this year, but I grew up racing Mok Ing Ren and that generation. Now I think it's gonna be the next generation. Now I raised my own generation, obviously, and then the next generation would be the Sean Goh, John Lim kind of generations. I think John is maybe even like quite a few years younger than Sean, but that's the batch that's gonna come and like have the torch passed to them. So that's and then Trex boys obviously are 2 generations down. So and I'm still able to run with these guys, so it's a fun time for me. But actually, ask lah. You and me same generation, 1 year. 1 year
Yeah.
apart.
No, 2,
2 years
3.
apart,
Yeah.
sorry. 3 years. Oh,
2 or 3,
no,
yeah.
2. You're 1993. Romain is 1994.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Oh,
revealing
yeah.
my age.
Ah. Okay, so Romain, would you like to move on to quick fire, then we can wrap up from here?
I guess I would have one more question about how would Aaron describe the energy of the Trex boys?
Whoa. Energy.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
clearly you enjoy the company,
Yeah.
and I just want to hear you put into words how they have brought joy, chaos to your life.
Did you feel that the
Yeah,
AI
for sure.
generated photo of the Trex boys was accurate? For the
Yeah,
episode
I
two?
mean, it's not enough. There are definitely a lot more boys. Yeah, there are a lot more chaos in there. But yes, I mean, to answer Romain's point, I think I feel it more when they are not there. So there's like, so what do I mean by that? It's like, I mean, because they're so noisy, right? And loud and full of energy. So when you're not there, you feel the emptiness. And why I say this, because sometimes when I have to run alone or train alone, I feel that void almost. Um, and I'm like, whoa, they filled up such a big space in my little heart that
Nice.
that I do feel. But I mean, okay, so I think why I'm so drawn, I guess, to the group is that we share. I mean, we're all at different stages in life. We all have different, what do you call that, achievements, so to speak. But I think one thing is common is that we all have the same drive, wanting to be better. I think it's very rare to have so many guys of similar abilities, wanting the same thing, and willing to sacrifice their time and effort in reaching their goals. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that other groups don't sacrifice, but I think the amount of time that they sacrifice, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Not just time lah, but energy, effort, the opportunity cost that is on the table. I think we born through that kind of thing lah. Like we know that this being here means that we cannot be somewhere else. Yeah, and us
But
wanting
where
to be
else
here
would they
is also our
be?
choice to be here.
But where else would these guys
I
be?
don't know, like
They're all young single
drinking,
dudes.
probably.
No, they don't
Yeah,
strike
so
me
they
as the
could have
drinking.
gone out.
They don't
I
strike
don't
me
know,
as
maybe
the
not drinking,
drinking type of guys lah. They don't strike me as the drinking type of dudes, and they're all
Yeah.
young single dudes, no girlfriends, most of them. Wait until they get girlfriends, lah, then you see whether they're still as dedicated. Easy when you're not attached.
Yeah. I mean, they could do hall stuff, be involved in hall activities and whatnot, go out.
Cross
I mean,
dress and perform and all that kind of stuff.
that I don't know. I have no comments on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, they do
that's
sacrifice
exactly what they
more
do
than
in
me,
hall,
actually,
for all these hall productions and everything. Have you seen Hua Chin in the Greek?
I've never seen
Toga.
Joaquin in that.
Toga, yeah. Go and Facebook search.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the moment I
yeah.
saw that, right, I was like, yep, hall life has taken my buddy there.
Yeah.
We're not getting him back.
Yeah, but I think the last essence is really they celebrate for each other, and I think I felt that when they celebrated for me so wholeheartedly that I really wish I could bottle it up at the end. I mean,
where was this? They
that-
celebrated.
the one that they cheered for me and they didn't cheer for you.
Yeah, bunch of runs. Bunch of runs.
Yeah, but yeah, that moment I knew that I had guys by my side, and yeah, celebrated
Nice.
for me, and I knew that I could train long term with them.
Yeah.
And I hope to
Awesome.
do the same for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've told Shohib this, like, I told them on the podcast as well. I think tracks can be the savior of Singapore university running, because we all know that in the university teams are desolate when it comes to training environments for our distance runners. You know, they're not funded, they're not very well coached or programmed.
Yeah.
It's quite dire, the state of like university distance running. So Shohib, out of his own time and effort, and you guys don't really pay him anything, right? Do you guys pay any membership fees or anything?
Well, I'm not exactly sure like what's the arrangement with the other guys. For me, I shared a little bit of my winnings, I guess, with him. I'm not sure if I can say this on podcast, but
Why not?
I felt that
Why not? It's not confidential, what?
yeah, I felt that he deserves more than what he's getting.
How many
lah.
percent?
Yeah.
How many percent?
Last year I only got 5. So I 20%.
Nice. No, that's a
Yeah.
very healthy commission, yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder he was training so hard for you to beat me. He could've
No, this
doubled his
was-
winnings.
This was not, yeah, actually true. But this was not like discussed before the.
So this is out of the
race
goodness
lah.
of your heart, lah.
I mean, if you wanna put it that way, but like,
Okay. But he
but
also
I think it was genuine lah. It was genuine. I knew that he has never once asked, I guess. But I also feel that, I mean, he's not running, like you said, not running a charity. He's doing it out of his own free time and own free will. So
I mean, I think that if he wants to continue doing it as a volunteer basis, power to him. But there's definitely an avenue for T-Rex
Yeah.
to be monetized. You don't have to make it super expensive, but you want to expand it as a proper group. You know, a group needs funding, right? To like fund the
Yeah.
coach, fund the program. You know, maybe have some sort of support system to incentivize
Yeah.
athletes to stay and perform or recruit athletes or eventually like volunteer, sure. But I almost feel like people are a bit taboo. It thinks it's taboo to talk about money in running. It's not lah.
Mm, mm,
Tennis, you want to have a tennis coach, you pay. You want to have a swimming coach, you pay. You want to have a golf coach, you pay. Running
yeah,
suddenly, when they think runners, oh, why do I have to pay to have a coach? No, I already know how to run. Okay, now you go and run.
yeah, yeah.
Your physio bill and your doctor bill will add up to a lot more lah. The day you are
It's
injured,
true.
and you will be injured if you train like a dumbass without a coach.
Yeah.
Moving on, Romain. What's your next question?
Also, I have the perfect picture for the any recruitment poster that Trex wants to put up because
Oh,
who wouldn't want to
Oh,
turn down
yeah.
such a picture
Okay,
of this passionate coach?
for the
Yeah.
listeners out there, Romain is showing a photo of Shohib
yeah.
screaming at Richard
Yeah.
or Aaron at the Singapore Open 10,000 meters.
It might be
He-
Richard,
he-
or it might be Josh. I'm not sure, but yeah, it might be
Okay,
Josh.
well,
I don't know. Man.
one of you lah.
Point
So-
still stands.
Or open,
Yeah, points
open
to stand, he
your
cheers.
open your video and like look at that photo.
Yeah.
Or we can find a way to superimpose it onto the podcast cover here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was not Josh because Josh is in the other
Is that
side of
picture?
the photo, and
He's
Richie is here.
Oh,
So
Oh.
it might have
Is it me?
been- Maybe.
but
Eh, wait,
Richard
no.
and Aaron
No,
are in
but
the same race.
yeah. It could be Richie.
Unless Richard was
No,
so far
Richie is
ahead.
here.
Unless Richard was so
Where?
far ahead, he changed, took a shower, tied up his hair, and
Oh.
Aaron was still running because he had a blister
Oh
on his
my god, yeah. I was so slow.
Did you feel like you were okay? Anyway, like long story short,
Hmm.
Singapore Open 10,000. That was your most recent big race.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
was the goal going in?
Anything under 33, and I really felt
Okay.
that I think I could. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
based on workouts or what?
Based on workouts, I mean Richard is definitely fitter, I guess, but I wouldn't say that I'm that far from him.
But
Yeah.
your own coach Shohib said that you guys were identical. He said that.
Yeah.
But so why do you think Richard is fitter?
Okay, Richard has the ability to execute races, I would say, a little bit better than I do.
Okay.
Just based on what I see and what I observe. Lah.
I see. Especially when
and
Keen
I-
Ko is in the race, lah. Especially when Keen Ko is in
Yeah.
the race, Richard takes his performance to 2 levels up. Like
Yeah,
you know-
actually, for me, for someone to shit in his pants and to still run a SEA Games
Wait.
qualifying time, I think that takes another whole new level of
yeah, I
like,
didn't know he shot in
commitment
his
and
pants,
dedication.
lah. Oh my god, I
God.
thought he used the bathroom. I mean, that hasn't been on the
Whoops.
podcast yet.
Okay, we know who to call.
We can
up
get Richard
next.
to answer for this on his episode. Aaron
Yeah,
said
yeah.
you shut your pants. You didn't tell us that on the track.
Whoops.
Yeah, but anyway, no, but really, like Richard is
Yeah.
someone that when Keen is in the race, right? Because Keen has faster PBs at every distance, but he's 0 and 5 against Richard, lah. So imagine racing someone who has faster PBs than you, and beating them 5 times in a row. That is something, lah. That is like
Yeah.
race day, like championship, big time moment execution. So very good on Richard. But
Yeah.
Shohib did feel that you guys were identical in terms of fitness.
Yeah, I think because of the 3K time trial, I outrun Richard.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
In the 100, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe next year. I don't know.
What do you run for that 3K?
9:07.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so and the Trex Times trials is once a year, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Romain
Might
can
be
sign up
more.
next year. Maybe Romain can sign up for it next year.
He was
Why not?
Aaron was telling me about this 3K earlier in the year.
Yeah.
and I was in a training block where I was focusing on the 4 and 800. So the 3,000 meters sounds pretty damn long.
Yeah, let me just put it out there. There are guys that want to race Romain. Guys like Jia Yu,
Are
right?
they 15 years older or 10 years younger?
10 years younger, maybe.
Okay,
10 years
Romain, there
younger.
you go.
10 years younger.
That's your target audience.
But yeah, I would pay to watch the race for sure. I want to pay to watch that race.
You pay me, okay, I'll do it
Yeah.
then.
This is why you need membership fees so that you can pay appearance fees to Romain to show up.
I'll help video.
Every 3K.
Yeah, help video.
Or maybe we can do a Run So Fast podcast commentary at the side of the
Yeah.
track with a microphone.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I think
down.
lots of things I can say to pump up the atmosphere.
Uh, uh,
Oops.
3K. Oh my days. That still sounds a bit long right now, but okay. Carrying
Yeah.
on.
Carry on.
I do
Quick
have
fire
some
round.
quick fire or would you rather questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right.
uh, okay. Would you rather be known as the guy who works the hardest or has the most talent?
I think work the hardest. I
Okay.
definitely don't think I'm the most talented lah. Yeah, but I think I do put in a decent amount of work. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what's funny is that no one ever thinks they're the most talented. No one. Really. No one. No one thinks they're the most talented, especially if you're in distance
Yeah.
running, like, because you probably didn't have the talent to do it in sprints.
I
Okay,
didn't.
so
Yeah.
I know that for the 2025 Standard Chartered Marathon, you came from the back to
Mm-hmm.
place second. But if you had a choice, would you rather win a race by taking how hard from the start and holding all the way to the end, or the sit and kick style,
What distance?
the marathon?
Um, at the moment, it will be sit and kick. Yeah,
Okay,
I think for me, like I benefit more running that way, for the marathon at least. Yeah, all my PBs were done using sit and kick, or rather not sit and kick lah, but maybe running the first
Ooh,
30 like with 50+% of my energy, and running the last 10 to 12 with another 50% of my energy. Yeah, that I think would be how I race Gold Coast as well. Yeah.
right, right. Well, it sounds
Yeah, I
like an
think
ambulance is coming for you already.
Oh,
oh,
is
that's
that
my
me?
side. That's
No,
my
not
side.
me. For sure, yeah. I mean, if I were to be touching people again, for sure, yeah.
Wait, pause then.
No, I mean
Oh, grab if
32.
I were to be grabbing
32.
people again.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes.
Okay, that also means that you have to start working on your kicks for to take Darren down, I guess, and
Yeah.
this guy over here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
Darren's injured again, so I think I
huh?
can. So.
Uh, we'll check in on
Wait,
Anyway.
wait,
later.
that's breaking
Yeah,
news. What happened
okay.
to Darren? That's breaking news. What happened to Darren? Did he trip and fall again?
No, I think he fell. Yeah, I think he tripped and fall again. I
Nah,
think it's just today.
that's not breaking news, lah. That happens about 5 times a year. Usually before
Yeah.
important races. So this is not
Yeah.
even news. He fell before Stanchart
Mm.
last year, and then he made the podium.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
he needs the kind. Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Would you prefer to never get injured again, or to never hit the wall in a race?
Never get injured again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that is what I rather. Yeah. Because that's painful lah. Yeah.
Yes, and it also prevents you from grabbing people.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Okay, and one last one from me, if I can find it. Do you have something else to fill in while I find what I want to
Do
ask
I
him?
get to play the wild card game or not?
Of
Oh, the wild card
course.
game. Of course, you get to play the wild card game. Okay,
I have to play the wild card game.
Okay,
Uh,
Aaron. For the BYD Singapore International Marathon presented by Adidas, there's the national championships. If you were the organizer of the race, which woman would you give the wild card to? And I'll explain the rules again because I don't know if our listeners are listening for the first time or not. But the rules are 15 people make the start line of the national championships. Top 10 ranked by time. A further three spots rather, are reserved for the returning 3 podium winners from the previous year. 1 spot reserved for the half marathon national champion from the previous year. That will be Nicole. And there's 1 wildcard spot that you can give to someone who is not on that list. So if you had a choice, who would you put in the women's field?
I have my choice when Darren's episode came out already. So
Okay.
Romain is my
Romain.
wildcard
Stop
choice.
it!
Reasons?
Romain,
Reasons?
you are my wildcard choice. Well, I mean, running is such a I mean, there's so many different distances and experiences. So to enrich her running experiences beyond the 1500,
Yeah.
I would choose her to go for the marathon.
You do know that I run 10 kms from time to time, right?
Well, you know what
Well,
the saying
Xingning,
goes, right? To run a race, run the mile. To experience life, run the marathon, and sometimes experience
yeah.
death as well. Is what I would add.
Well, Xingning survived with 6K, so you should be
Okay.
able to survive with 10.
Survive with 6K long runs.
Surviving and enjoying life or experiencing life are two very different
I mean,
things.
you're allowed to
Yeah.
walk. Xingling walked her way to a SEA Games and walked at the SEA Games, and she's
Yeah.
currently celebrated as Singapore's top-ranked marathon runner. No gels, by the
Yeah.
way.
That's crazy. That's really putting the wild and wild card.
Okay,
Yeah.
Aaron, same question on the men's side. Only thing is that the half marathon winner and the full marathon winner were the same person. That was me.
Mm.
So top 11 plus 3 returning podium winners and then 1 wildcard. Who would the wildcard go to in your point of view?
Yeah, I would choose this guy who might be in the shadows quite a bit, but partly also because he is somewhat injured or recovering from an injury. But I've seen him run. I've seen his mileage, and yeah, he's gonna be someone in the running scene in time to come. His name is Adash.
Ada in the marathon.
Adash.
Wow, that's the first one I've heard. I was gonna guess John Lim actually. When you said
Yeah, I
recovering
mean
from
John Lim
injury.
too.
But
Yeah.
Adash has been
Actually,
recovering
John
from
Lim.
Adash has been recovering from injury for 3 years, man. For the last 3 years,
I
he's
mean,
been recovering from
I
injury.
think
Ever since I got
he's
to know
not
him.
eating enough. Yeah.
Oh,
He's so
he's got to,
skinny. I think that's why.
he's got to listen to the Ben Koo. He's got to read the Ben Koo Instagram post, and we're gonna get Ben Koo on to talk about like underfueling and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
being skinny like Adash, I don't think is necessarily an eating not disorder, but underfueling thing because some people are just skinny. Jiva Nash is very skinny.
That's
Uh,
true. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you know some of these Indians lah, right? Like, you know, their body type is very similar to the Kenyans in terms of like very
Yeah.
long legs,
Limbs.
small torso, long limbs,
Yeah.
and then which makes them very, very good
Yeah.
middle and long distance runners lah, while they are still training. Lah. But what's very common among them is also when they retire, they continue eating a lot, but they don't train, and then suddenly they balloon and they become damn fat. Yeah, because in their culture, makan is very important. So, yeah, if you wanna, so I don't necessarily think it's a underfueling thing. I don't know his diet. You know, I don't know his
Yeah.
diet. We'll have to get him on the podcast to talk a bit about that. But I don't think he's getting injured because of being too skinny necessarily. I think he gets injured because he does all his runs very fast. Like easy runs, he's running
Yeah.
fast.
His easy is like my fast, I guess.
I mean, you can eat all the best diet in the world. Like, if you can do your easy runs at 420 a K when you're not even a 15, 30, 5K runner, it's going to bite you in the ass. 100% what?
Eventually.
I mean, we can ask Show here, but I do think that's a huge thing. And we'll get Adash on here to answer for his easy runs, but that'll be a good episode. Okay, yeah, but Adash, fantastic. And way too early predictions? Aaron, are you still there? Aaron's screen is frozen once again.
Oh no.
Aaron. Oh, he's frozen. Romain, do you have your questions ready for him while we wait for him to get reconnected?
I found my remaining question for him, yes.
Okay. What is the question?
I will wait for him to come back.
Okay. So, hearing his story, you know, he's actually disappeared for a while. But hearing his story now, what are your predictions on the men's side for the Singapore International Marathon?
Okay.
Oh, he's back. Never mind.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries.
That's like, sorry.
You didn't miss anything. But we're gonna ask you for your way too early predictions for the Singapore International Marathon on the women's side first, and then going to the men's side. Way
Women's
too early
side,
predictions mean that you're allowed to be wrong. Don't worry. Just
Yeah, way too early.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My vote for the first woman would be to Nicole. Only because recently I've been she's been hopping on my train. I've seen her in action. Solid. Yeah, I really want to
Okay.
see her do well there. Second one,
Wait, hang on. Is
Xingling?
Nicole
Xingling's also in
sorry, hang
contention,
on.
I think so.
Sorry, since you've been running with Nicole, is she keen on the marathon
Yeah.
this year? She is. She's preparing for it.
She always say no. She always say no. But I mean, the girls have signed her up for something that she did not approve of also, so we can do the same. Remember, Romaine? She all signed her up for a race that she did not want to or did not know of, and then she still went in and like did well or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, she
Nicole will sign you up.
PB'd. Why are you telling her now? The point of
Yeah,
it
she
is that
PB'd.
you
Yeah,
tell her.
Oh yeah. We shouldn't tell her. So Nicole, we are not sending you. But yes, so Nicole, Xing Ling, yeah, it's a tough fight between Rachel C and Shu. I think Shu also has quite a bit of Shu. She came in second last year.
Yeah.
Shu, yeah. Okay, but I'll
Okay.
just go for Rachel C. Yeah.
So is it in that order where you're going Nicole first, Xingling second, and Rachel C third?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And you picked me as the wild card to not make the podium, but just to have me experience life.
Yeah, you're not picking Romaine for the podium?
No, maybe you are fourth.
This is terrible.
Maybe a fourth. I don't know. He only asked me for podium, right?
I did only ask
Pass.
for podium.
Next.
Okay, moving on to the men's side. What would you be?
Okay,
you,
well,
what would
I'll
be your
share.
way
I'll
to
share some.
early predictions?
Yeah, I'll share my prize money with Romaine if she joins the marathon.
What prize money are you going to win?
So then that leads me to my race prediction for
Yeah.
this year. I
There we
guess, yeah, I got to put myself up there. And then, maybe not in order, right? Or in order.
In
Let me
order.
see.
You can name your three first, and then you can place your order after. Or if you want to skip a step, you can just go for your order straight away.
Oh, man. Okay, I'll name three, not in order. So, Rui Yong, Richard, and me.
All right, Darren's off the podium. Suck it, Darren. I guess Aaron thinks,
he's injured, so I don't know.
yeah, but Darren's injured 5
Wow,
times.
that's crazy.
He's also injured in May when the race is in December. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
And then in what order?
Must I answer?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Answer. You already named the podium.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah. Based on current performance, I would put Rui Yong, Richard, and then I'll put myself.
Based on current performance,
One,
my
two,
only
three.
my only performance this year is a 3:15 marathon from Tokyo, pacing N. Okay, so it was myself, you, and then Richard, or myself, Richard, and then you.
No, he plays
You, Rui Yong, Richard, Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strong picks. Romaine, you got your last question to wrap up?
Yeah, but
that actually leads to my last question. So, would you rather win the National Marathon Championship or run Singapore's first sub 220 marathon?
Oh, at run the sub 220 in Singapore or
Anywhere.
In Singapore.
miss the. So do I have to miss it?
No, you don't have to miss anything. It's
I will
just
go actually
independent.
for. Okay. I'll go for the sub 220.
Okay. What is the NR?
That would be the national record, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would.
It's 222.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
she
so
asked whether you
national
wanted to
record.
be. She asked you whether you want to be national champion or break the national record with a sub 220. I think those were the two options.
Ah, okay. Hmm. I think I would still want national record.
Okay, so times over medals.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right, we're at 159, which is Aaron's 32-kilometer PB without water. So I'm going to wrap up the episode here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you
I think
so
it's because
much
of the
to Aaron.
Wi-Fi. Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you so much to Aaron for joining us on the episode
Yeah,
today.
it's the Wi-Fi.
Please download this episode on Spotify if you want to listen to it while you're running, because Spotify is obviously more audio friendly. If you want to watch and see all our handsome and beautiful faces and facial reactions, I will leave it as a 3-screen video on YouTube so that you can see people talking and people's reactions as well. I think Xingling's episode was a bit different, but I think we'll settle on this format. So Aaron, thank you very much. Good luck in your build-up for the Gold Coast Marathon.
Thank
And
you.
Romain, good luck for the build-up to Taiwan Open on Saturday. When do you leave, Romain?
Friday.
Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. And you work at the airport, so is it straight from airport to the plane?
No, I'm taking the Friday off so that I have more time to settle in when I get there and
Lovely,
work out any soreness kinks. Yeah.
lovely. Aaron, would you rather date someone 15 years older or 10 years
Mm.
younger? Aaron?
15 years older.
Okay. Okay.
15
All
years
the-
older.
all the teachers on our podcast are very careful. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Oh well.
Don't close the window. I'm just
Thank
gonna
you.
I'm gonna stop recording, but don't close the window.
Okay.